Ooh, welcome everyone to the Daily Juice podcast on the Betting Pros Network. I'm your host, Sean, stacking the money green. And as always, the Daily Juice is being brought to you by BetMGM, where you use the promo code JUICE150 and a $10 wager, regardless of outcome, turns into $150 in free bets. Oh man, BetMGM sent me an email saying, we may have to cancel the sponsorship. You're giving out massive winners like Cam Smith to win the British Open? We can't be a part of this. We're going to go bankrupt. Yes, a 1-unit play times 25 to 1. I'm doing the math here. 25 units. That's right. Oh, man. Shout out to our boy, Cam Smith. It was so fun sweating it out there with the guys who are also riding over at bettingpros.com/chat in the Daily Juice Discord. I'll be honest. I was a little worried about him, but on the last show, I laid out the case, right? I said, I kind of like that Cam Smith is in this spot right behind him, has nothing to lose, and just came out and just shot an amazing round of golf. He was sinking everything putting wise. And Rory, would you call it a choke? I think it's fair to somewhat call it a choke. And unfortunately, this seems to happen to Rory more and more. So again, shout out to me, shout out to Cam Smith. Is there anything more fun in sports and sports gambling than betting on the guy with the mullet? The guy with the mullet is holding the claret jug. So much fun. And again, that's why I enjoy gambling. Nice hits like that. 25 to 1. After all, I am a gambler. Unfortunately, the rest of the slate, not as generous. Las Vegas Aces, first half bet, they lost by 2, of course. They ended up winning the game by 8. Maybe got a little cute there playing the first half, but I thought they would fall apart a little bit in the third quarter. And third quarter ended up being a great quarter for the Aces. My Phillies, they were able to get runs on the board. They got 4. Marlins couldn't do anything. They lost 10-0 to the Phils, and then yesterday lost 4-0, so didn't get the over 7 there. I thought the Marlins bat would have a little bit of a wake up after getting blanked and losing 10-0. Marlins complete no show, and then I put the kibosh on the Orioles. Unfortunately, had the +1.5, even was going safe. And they lost by 2. Why mess with a good thing? Should have just went Yankees run line, not thought about it, and cashed a little bit of money there. But little break from baseball, or is it? Because I got not 1 but 2 picks for the MLB Home Run Derby, and oh man, it makes me feel like a kid again watching the Home Run Derby. It was always around my birthday, and I would have like a new baseball bat I'd get to break in, and Home Run Derby is just awesome. You know what also makes me feel like a kid? Rocking sweet jerseys, like the one you can win over on the Betting Pros YouTube channel. All you got to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel, comment on this very video, and you got a chance to win an autographed Jalen Hurts jersey, courtesy of our good buddies over at Pristine Auction. And that jersey certainly pristine, looks pretty awesome there. Shout out to my brother, hooked me up with this sweet Julius Erving jersey. But again, still got my eye on that autographed Hurts jersey. I know I'm not eligible, but again, if you win, hit me up. Maybe we can make a deal. Pocket's pretty flush after hitting that Cam Smith 25 to 1. Okay, I again, bit of a degen activity, but betting on these all-star contests always makes things more fun. And with these especially, I love going dog. Especially with the format of the bracket format where you're going up against a particular guy. So, because it's easy for low scores to advance. It's easy for just one of the favorites to have a bad round, and I think that creates a little bit more value for some of these interesting dogs. It's an 8-person field here. And my pick to win it all, give me Corey Seager. You can get that at +950 over on FanDuel. First off, Seager's very familiar with the ballpark, right? So think of how many times Corey Seager has taken batting practice at Dodger Stadium. He knows the sweet spots. He knows the stadium in and out. He knows, it might be a little breeze coming in here. Okay, I'm going to go with this bat here. Like, I think being familiar with the ballpark can provide a slight little edge and just a tons of experience there. And he's having, especially power-wise, one of his better years. Already has 22 home runs for the season, so off to a great start there. And again, I think it's just setting up for chalk to fail. Now, you look at the matchup plays, and I actually have a play for the matchup as well, but Seager is he's essentially even money in his matchup. So again, if you just get past that first step, then you're sitting at a plus 950. If you get past that first round, you're sitting on a plus 950 against three other guys. That to me is a ton of value. And I think a lot of these books will be offering live stuff or after each round. So, you could, if you want to hedge out, or again, I'm not much of a hedger. I leave that to my gardener, but Corey Seager, home run derby plus 950. And he has experience in the home run derby. Going back to 2016, he had 15 home runs in the first round. Now in 2016, the way they set that up, that usually would have been good enough to advance in the round. Unfortunately, got beat out, lost by 1 home run. So he's familiar with the format. He's familiar with the stadium. He's having a career year. And I think he could get some fan support. Like, how much is that actually worth? Yet to be determined. But Corey Seager plus 950 over on FanDuel. I love the story. Speaking of story, my next pick, it's all story. It's all narrative. May require some of you to put your conspiracy hat on here for a little bit. I know this isn't the NBA, which seems to have more of them than the MLB, but you can bet these opening round matchups. I'm over here on DK, and I'm seeing Albert Pujols versus Kyle Schwarber. Albert Pujols, a plus 220 dog. Give me that all day. Now, again, you're probably thinking I'm crazy, but put on your conspiracy hat and let me talk you into this plus 220 bet. Why is Albert Pujols in the home run derby? He only has 6 home runs. Why? Because he is one of the official commissioner picks to get into the home run derby. So the league really wants Albert Pujols here. What better way? You know how baseball, they love the stories. What better way than Albert Pujols maybe winning it all? So much has to go right for Pujols for that to happen. I'm off that. But him winning this first round, I think that could happen. Again, only 6 home runs in the season so far. So he's a plus 220 dog in round 1 for a reason. But let's say one of the bins of balls, maybe the core's a little juiced more than the others, or maybe, Albert Pujols has a certain bat that's marked a certain way that, maybe they come over and check the bats. Maybe they don't. Old crafty veteran like Albert Pujols, maybe a little something in the bat. I'm not accusing Albert Pujols or the league of anything, but I think there's a very fun narrative here where Albert Pujols wins the first round and maybe even makes it past another round. And, the league gets to celebrate Albert and give him a good send off, because that's what it feels like they want to do in this situation. Hey, look at the other side going up against Schwarber. Love me some Kyle Schwarber, but he has stuff to play for, right? Like, he has 29 home runs in the season. Phillies are trying to make a playoff run. There's a very real world where, Albert came out and hit 16. Maybe he doesn't go all the way. Maybe he's worried in the back of his head of like, man, I'm having a great year. I don't want to mess this up in the home run derby. I'm going to, take my foot off the gas. Let old Albert have one. This kind of stuff happens in all-star games. Very narrative driven, very story driven. So love me some dogs here. Albert Pujols to win the round against Kyle Schwarber. Hopefully you guys are tracking your picks over at bettingpros.com/pick-tracking. It's very easy to use and set up. You can sync all your sports books. So maybe you had Cam Smith to win at plus 2,500 on multiple sports books. A lot of green dots for you there. Again, bettingpros.com/pick-tracking. Get that set up over there. Okay. Bit of a small slate because of the All-Star game, but we are a daily juice podcast. And nothing gets my juices flowing like handicapping random basketball events, a.k.a. the basketball tournament regional. We have the Fort Wayne champs at Nasty Natty minus 2.5 on DraftKings. I'm taking the Nasty Natty minus 2.5. Again, this is a basketball tournament with a bunch of former players. And when I'm handicapping stuff like this, I'm looking for motivation, right? Like, what is going to cause one team to get up for this versus the other? Nasty Natty, it's a team made up of entirely former Cincinnati Bearcats. So right there, you already have a team vibe. You already have something you're playing for. You already have probably some chemistry built in. Some guys who probably played with each other or familiar with certain plays. And, Fort Wayne on the other side has guys playing from all over. So again, I think they have an edge immediately there. And this is the angle I really love. Cincinnati, the Cincinnati team, the Nasty Natty, they're playing in the Xavier region. Like, what better way to stick it to your rival, Xavier, than by winning the Xavier region? I mean, if I'm, the Nasty Natty coach, I just put that up on the bulletin board. And if you're a guy who hasn't played in a while or not playing regularly, you know what gets you up if you're a former Bearcat? Taking down Xavier and winning the region. So I think they get out of the first round. I think they might make a little bit of a run here. Love them laying 2.5. Plus they have former first round pick Jacob Evans. So I think a little bit of a talent gap here as well for the Cincinnati Bearcats alumni team, essentially. Nasty Natty -2.5. Get that over on DraftKings. So Nasty Natty -2.5. Give me Albert Pujols to advance past round one at +220 and Corey Seager to win the home run derby +950 over on FanDuel. And as always, head over to BetMGM, use the promo code JUICE150. Follow us on TikTok at Betting Pros. Follow me on Twitter at Sean T. Green. Check out my show, Sports Gambling Podcast. Just had the great Mike Leach on. Hilarious conversation about his raccoon for a very long time. Some other great animal takes, kind of some off-the-wall stuff. If you like Mike Leach, you're going to want to check that episode out. And as always, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, rate, review, and of course, don't forget to let it ride.